Oh, there you go. Some of the facts coming in. Budget Nigeria has been helping us make a sense of some of these facts. But do you know that as it stands now, that the National Assembly and 15 states, do you know that the National Assembly budget is higher than the individual budget of 15 states in Nigeria? It's been brought out to the fore what budget is doing, and says that that the full performance of most of the budgets, state budgets, are subject to meeting revenue targets and FAC allocation. But as it stands now, with all of the figures that we have, the National Assembly in Nigeria earns more money than 15 states. Also, one will be asking, where is the National Assembly 2016 budget? Some of the points to note is that the National Assembly has failed to release details of its budget and performance reports to Nigerians, and a breakdown of how the state house budget as Rock is spent is known. Why is the National Assembly any different? Also, the question is, it is our right and responsibility to know how public funds are spent. But that of the National Assembly, a lot of people will say, has been shrouded in secrecy. Yesterday, of course, we told you just how much the Nigerian lawmakers earned. Look at it there. That the budget of, for example, that of 2015 is higher, is 3% of the total budget of the Federation. It's also said that a Nigerian senator earns about 240 million in salaries and allowances annually, while a member of the House of Representatives earns about 204 million naira in salaries and wages annually. He's also said that it makes a Nigerian lawmaker one of the highest paid in the world. And the ratio of earnings to GDP, Nigerian lawmaker is said to be earning about 115 times more than any average citizen. And we say we are in recession. What sort of country are we, though? That's a big question everybody is asking. Some of the figures that you heard in that meeting, give us a sense of some of the things that we do not know that you know right now.
Okay, one of the things that was discovered, or from what Honorable Jubri told us, was that, for instance, the National Assembly says they will be performing oversight function on the executive and other parastatals. Now, not one Nigeria, even those of them in the National Assembly, that's in the House of Rep that we are talking about right now, not one of them knows anything about their budget. So if you want to perform oversight over someone else, there's a saying that says whoever goes to equity must come with a clean hand. You want to perform oversight over some other people, but nobody knows what you are doing. How can the National Assembly budget be shrouded in so much mystery? And now it is mind-boggling even seeing that their budget of just 490 people is higher than that of 15 states in Nigeria. Sincerely, Nigerians can no longer afford these people. So from what I gathered, the National Assembly is shrouded in mystery. Nobody knows what is going on. Everybody there is being, the assembly is being perpetuated by blackmail and fear. All of them are united in only one common cause: pay, money, their own belly. Not about Nigerians. We are talking about
we will of course give a benefit of some explanations from the National Assembly to give us a better sense of why have they not been able to come. This has been going on for several years, but again, it pains most Nigerians because of the economic hardship that Nigerians are facing. We are in recession. Our economy is in the red. From what we have on our plate right now, what would you suggest is the way out? Is it in the time of system or in the time of transparency? What should our lawmakers be doing? Or should they be disbanded like some people are suggesting online?
Yeah, I think the most important thing, which is where I also get worried, and that would be my take home from here, is the fact that we need to appropriately channel our hunger. If we just also engage in this, no, we need to get them away with it, we probably will be losing both the fight and the focus. The most important thing is to set an agenda going forward from the revelation from Jibrin. These are the irreducible minimum expectation of the National Assembly. We must have an open, transparent and participatory budgetary process in the National Assembly. We must have, and that will immediately also assist in seeing what is contained in the National Assembly's budget. It is not just going to be, because it's a first-line charge, they don't need to provide explanation.
Maybe Nigerians don't know, some Nigerians may not know what the first line charge means. It means that if Nigeria has no money, There are some institutions that must get the money.
That is the
so
point.
They are one of the first line
Exactly.
charge, and they must get their money no matter what.
Whatever rate. So at that point, it means we must visit that budget with as much scrutiny as possible. And then we must also see how many times do they sit. We want to see what is the performance of each member in the National Assembly. It is not just, you would see them, quite a number of them, don't even utter a word on the floor of the National Assembly throughout their 4 years in the assembly, and that is not allowed in any system.
All right, Ayo, if you will tell us, there is a lot of rage online about the way and manner the National Assembly is being funded. Some of your colleagues who are active online will say that, what do we belong to? But again, what are solutions that some people are bringing to the table?
Well, some of the solutions that I've seen online, and I'm echoing what most people are saying, is that while my colleague in the studios here with you is saying, well, maybe we should focus, our focus should be, if we cannot reduce our assembly to a unicameral one, then we should focus on their pay. Now, he just said something that I've always said too. Some of them are just sitting down there, when they vote, they say yay, they say nay. Some don't even yay or nay, some don't even attend at all. So we must now come to the point where their pay should be based on what they do. And I will join my colleagues online to say they should be paid based on minimum wage, based on their qualifications. And if we don't want to do minimum wage, then should be per sitting, and then put them in a hostel where they stay. You can't afford to keep spending billions on just 490 people when over 100 million Nigerians live on less than $2 a day. It is not acceptable anywhere in the world. It is wicked. It is inhuman. And Nigerians must see this beyond Jubril and Dogara issue. We must focus and beam our satellite on National Assembly. Right. They are our biggest problem yet in Nigeria.
I don't know about if they are our biggest problem right now, because the Nigeria's problem is so enormous. But again, that's perhaps one of the things that we need to look at urgently, isn't it? Because a lot of people are talking about restructuring. But I think the restructuring should start somewhere as we close now in a few seconds. If we must fix Nigeria, for example, 115 billion naira to service just less than 500 Nigerians and their activities. Where do we go from here?
No, it's actually a major challenge. It's a shame. It is not about the 150 billion that is the issue. It's about the transparency and accountability that goes into the amount of money. There might be bills to be paid. There might be researchers that goes into it. But then what we're saying is, you see that money goes in somewhere. You don't see the commensurate output coming from there. So we want to see how many bills are passed by this assembly within this period. We want to see how many oversight functions are conducted by this assembly within this period. And we want to see how many participation it is there in terms of reform within the system. Because the reform we're talking about is not going to happen without the National Assembly. So even if it is starting with the National Assembly, I mean, reducing the number to a unicameral is a constitutional issue. So it still has to go through that same National Assembly.
We surely need some spiritual.
No. It is human. We don't take everything to God. Let's
Thank you so much, for coming on the ride. With this short half hour or so that we had, Ayo Yalawa, many thanks for your intervention, and many thanks for also being such a great comment. Wherever you are watching us, many thanks. On behalf of the team right here at Channels Television, I'm Sean Kimale. Bye for now.